Good morning, broadcasters. 360 seconds news and commentary for broadcast professionals is on the air. I'm Maria Koldova from TKT. Let's discuss the latest technological news with our respected expert, Philip Grossman. Don't forget to give the program a like. JVC Professional Video released a range of affordable workflow solutions, including vMix Studio switchers, control surfaces, 6-input switchers, and joystick PTZ controllers. These tools provide budget-conscious studios and venues with high-quality, easy-to-configure equipment to enhance their creative production possibilities. So, Philip, unpack this for me.
So it's interesting to see a lot of manufacturers now coming, I think the term is down market. They're producing more budget friendly, capable systems, which just is an indication of that we're in a hypermedia environment. Everybody is making media because, as I jokingly like to say, the amount of time we have in a day hasn't changed, but the amount of time we have access to people's eyeballs has, because we have iPads, we have phones, we have devices we can now watch video on any time of the day, commuting to the office on the train or on a bus or on an airplane, where we didn't have that before. So there's a lot more opportunity to create video, and they're just taking advantage of that and producing some pretty interesting equipment. It's not the cheapest solution on the market, but it is a fairly feature rich, and it is i.e. professional grade SDI, some HDMI, supports 4K. So it's gonna help increase the quality of the video, so you're not looking, we used to jokingly say, was cable access television.
And what sets this apart from previous solutions that were available on the market?
I think it's that it is designed, a lot of the solutions out there sort of start at, 12, 24 inputs, all the bells and whistles you would normally have in a professional studio. This is really geared more towards that corporate government small studio marketplace, where it's 6 channels, it's got SDI, it's got HDMI, it's got the basic capabilities that you need, and a joystick capability, because these types of environments tend to be, I'm not necessarily saying a one-man band, but it's a lot smaller crew. So you now have somebody who, you don't have a separate robotics team. So I think it's interesting that their approach has included that kind of stuff. Obviously, they sell PTZ cameras, and so it makes sense to use their PTZ cameras with the solution as well. So it's just providing greater opportunity to produce better content, at a more cost-effective model.
Great. Now moving on to Ateliere. Ateliere Creative Technologies has launched a powerful clipping functionality within its cloud-native media supply chain platform, Ateliere Connect. The feature enables users to modify titles and attributes on the fly, facilitating quick content repackaging and accelerated delivery. With time-based metadata and efficient segmentation capabilities, Ateliere customers can streamline sales, compliance, and bulk packaging workflows. So, Philip, tell me about this.
Well, it's interesting. Again, we talked about the last segment about there's the amount or the ability to reach more eyeballs because you can go to different locations. And a lot of people are repurposing media or cutting it down into smaller chunks and adding this functionality to make it easier to quickly cut down a piece of media, change the title, basically reproducing a new piece of media, makes it easier for the customers to do that. So it's helping them fill their, I hate the term media supply chain, but that's what we're using these days. So we'll call it the media supply chain. So it helps them, create content that you digest on YouTube different than you may digest on TikTok, that you may digest differently than on their actual website. So it's just, helping to improve the speed at which organizations can get this content out.
Got it. Okay, now moving on. Tiffen introduced diffusion filters for the magnetic reel filter holder on ARRI signature lenses, offering filmmakers instant changeability, creative options, and reduced weight. The system allows filmmakers using ARRI signature line of lenses to add any Tiffen filter to each lens's ARRI magnetic rear filter holder. So, Philip, what are your thoughts on this?
So it's interesting. So one of the big issues as a cinematographer is being able to quickly access filters And as a, more documentary style filmmaker, you're typically screwing filters onto the front of the lens. In the professional cinematographic world, cinematography world, you're using square filters, dropping them into a housing. And this sort of splits the difference, making it easy for somebody who's on the dock side, higher end dock side, who wants to have that Tiffen quality in their filters, be able to access them very quickly, magnetically attaching them to the back of the lens. It's sort of taking on after the model recently with the adoption of the EF to RF mounts. Canon has changed their mounts out, and now you have these drop-in filters, which I've switched to because I happen to be a Canon shooter, and it's fantastic. I no longer have to worry, do I have the step down filter? Do I have the step up filter? Do I have the right filter? This makes it very easy to drop it in there because it's consistent. The back flange on that ARRI lens, the PL mount, is consistent, so all the filters will fit every single one of those types of lenses. It'll be interesting to see if this gets adopted across PL in general, making it easier for doc filmmakers.
Great. Well, that's all the time we have today. Many thanks to our expert, Philip. And don't forget to comment on the news that we've discussed. See you next Monday at the same time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.